Every predator needs a purpose. For some, it's survival. For Kraven, it was proven he was the greatest of them all. Welcome back, Panelheads. This is our Get to Know Villain Edition here on Panelhead Comics, where we uncover the origins, chart the evolutions, and explore the hidden legacies of Marvel's most iconic villains. And if I bring up a detail you didn't know, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with another comic book fan, because that's how our Panelhead community keeps growing. Today we're diving into the legacy of Kraven the Hunter, the man who turned obsession into an art form. Sergei Kravinoff, better known as Kraven the Hunter, made his first appearance in The Amazing Spider-Man, issue 15, created by Stan Lee and Steve Ditko. Born into a Russian aristocracy, Sergei watched his family lose everything in the upheaval surrounding the fall of the Tsarist regime. Stripped of wealth and status, he fled west and eventually found his true home in the wilds of Africa, where he honed his body and mind through the art of the hunt, tracking big game, studying predators, and pushing himself until the line between man and beast blurred. There, Sergei discovered a mystical jungle potion brewed from rare herbs. Regular doses granted him enhanced strength, speed, agility, and senses, plus a dramatically slowed aging, turning him into a human mutant who can go toe-to-toe with Spider-Man without ever technically becoming a superhuman in the usual sense. In the same Amazing Spider-Man issue 15 debut, it didn't just introduce Kraven. It also contained the very first mention of Mary Jane Watson, with Aunt May trying to set up Peter with that Watson girl. Kraven's arrival as the most dangerous game literally shares page space with the first tease of Peter's future great love. As a final twist of family history, Kraven is the half-brother of the Chameleon, the master of disguise who lures him to New York to hunt Spider-Man, tying Sergei's aristocratic past directly into Spidey's rogue gallery. All of Kraven's victories meant nothing next to the one quarry he believed would define his legacy, the greatest hunt of his life, Spider-Man. Kraven's feud with Spider-Man quickly became one of Marvel's most psychological rivalries. In Kraven's Last Hunt, spanning from the Web of Spider-Man issue 31 through 32, The Amazing Spider-Man issue 293 through 294, and The Spectacular Spider-Man issue 131 through 132, Kraven finally wins. He stalks Spider-Man, shoots him with a specifically prepared rifle, and buries him alive. For 2 weeks, Kraven dons the black costume, patrols New York, and proves in brutal fashion to himself that he can be the better Spider-Man than Peter ever was. When the real Spider-Man claws his way out of his grave, Kraven refuses to fight back. From his perspective, he's already won the only hunt that mattered. After freeing Vermin and showing he no longer needs the hunt, Kraven ends his own life, not out of despair, but out of a twisted sense of completion and honor. Years later, Kraven's family refuses to let that ending stand. In the grim hunt, The Amazing Spider-Man issue 634 through 637, the Kravinoff family performs a dark resurrection ritual meant to sacrifice Spider-Man, but they accidentally kill his clone, Kane, instead. The tainted ritual drags Kraven back from the grave as a cursed unlife who can now only die by the hands of Spider-Man. That leads into Hunted, where Kraven corrals New York's animal-themed villains into Central Park, turning the city into a literal game preserve. Ultimately, he impersonates Spider-Man and engineers his own death by the hands of his last son, breaking the curse and passing the mantle on. Across all this, Kraven stopped being just another Spider-Man villain. He becomes a symbol of obsession pushed too far, a man who'd rather destroy himself and his legacy than accept a world where he isn't the apex predator. Kraven isn't a mutant, god, or sorcerer. His edge comes from the jungle potion, granting enhanced strength, speed, durability, senses, and longevity. With predator-level senses, Kraven can smell and hear sharp enough to track prey across city blocks. His combat mastery makes Kraven an excellent hand-to-hand fighter with pressure point knowledge that lets him drop opponents stronger than he is. Equip all this with spears, nets, blades, and tranquilizer darts laced with custom toxins and venoms. But his real weapon is his philosophy. Kraven believes that purpose is only found in struggle, that a life without worthy prey is meaningless. That mindset pushes him past morality, treating every hunt as a ritual, proving his own worth. Kraven's obsession with the hunt has followed him in almost every corner of Spider-Man media. Spider-Man the Animated Series, Kraven appears as a former big game hunter turned enhanced predator, giving Peter one of the earliest serious physical threats in the show. The Spectacular Spider-Man, in the episode Destructive Testing, Kraven arrives in New York with Calypso and even a trained lion, only to be defeated by Spidey. Convinced he lost because he wasn't evolved enough, he lets Miles Warren mutate him into a humanoid lion hybrid, visually echoing the lion mane vest from the comics in a literal way. Kraven has been a recurring boss and antagonist in Spider-Man games for decades, from early titles like Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions and the Amazing Spider-Man 2 tie-in game. where he runs twisted trophy rooms full of his past prey. But his biggest gaming spotlight so far comes in Marvel's Spider-Man 2 by Insomniac Games. In this game, Kraven is the central antagonist leading an army of hunters, private mercenaries scouring New York for powered targets. He's searching for someone strong enough to kill him in battle before his terminal illness takes him. Deep in the game's progression, finishing all the hunter bases unlocks the last hunt and the most dangerous game suits. Kraven inspired outfits for Peter and Miles, whose names explicitly nod to Kraven's short stories that originally inspired his character. Kraven appears as the lead of Sony's Kraven the Hunter, played by Aaron Taylor Johnson. This version tweaks his origin, but still centers around a lion-related trauma, potions that give him animal-like abilities, and a final shot of Kraven in the lion-mane vest on a throne, a direct homage to his classic comic book look. In Spider-Man Across the Spiderverse, variants of Kraven shows up as prisoners of the Spider Society, a quick cameo that quietly confirms how dangerous his legacy is across realities, from a man chasing glory to a predator consumed by obsession. Kraven the Hunter's story isn't just about the thrill of the chase. It's a reminder that when purpose curdles into pride, even the greatest hunter can lose sight of the truth. So Panelheads, which version of Kraven feels like the true apex hunter to you? The comics Kraven's Last Hunt mastermind? The mutated lion form from Spectacular Spider-Man? Or the relentless tracker from Marvel's Spider-Man 2? Drop your comment down below and tell us why your pick wins the hunt. If I brought up a detail you didn't know, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with another comic book fan. Let's keep building this Panelhead community together. Other than that, Panelheads, we will see you again when we cover another one of our favorite comic book villains from over the years.